If you haven't seen my TikTok series or you're not coming from TikTok right now, I have a series where I keep making the roofs to my buildings taller and taller because you guys claim that it's never tall enough and it's a short roof. So I have downloaded and installed a mod that lets the build limit become 1,000 blocks essentially. So I can make this roof even taller and finally make a tall roof for you guys. So yeah, you can see I'm falling through the sky right now. This is a really tall build limit. There's no way that this isn't tall enough for you guys. So this should be the last time I have to do this, but I'm taking you guys along for the ride. Okay, so the first step is actually building up the main walls to the building. Obviously majority of the house is going to be roof, but you need an actual like first floor. And if this seems wide to you right now, I ended up having to extend this later on. So this is nothing. Next step is to actually start on the roof. So I'm building it up very tall and very wide because it's obviously going to be such a large build that when you actually look at it, it's going to feel like a really thin roof anyway. And then, I mean, technically I could just do an untextured roof, but that would look like this, and that's boring as all hell. So here's me writing out a command for a textured roof. Oh, that looks terrible. Hold on. That still looks ugly. What the hell? I do eventually figure out a decent texture palette, but basically now what I have to do with all of this is just copy and paste each segment as it goes up, so that way it can finally start tapering in. Impressively enough, this is the easiest part of doing the whole thing. So now once I'm at the top of the build limit, I have to go to the top, copy it, go to the bottom, copy that, and then I can paste and flip the entire thing over onto the other side. Except for the part where apparently my computer can't handle that. Oh. Okay, it crashed. I end up having to do it in smaller sections because obviously my computer could not handle that. But once I get it all the way back down to the ground level and match it up with the walls, I now have to build up the front-facing wall so that way it actually looks like a cohesive roof that connects to the building. And this takes forever because I have to run back and forth and do like each section as it tapers in. But luckily enough, I found a way that makes it a lot faster, which is just giving myself an insane amount of speed so that way I can just zoom back and forth. And honestly, this is really fun to watch, especially when you watch it as a time lapse. I hope that was the most exciting piece of media you've ever witnessed. Once I get all the way to the top, the build is technically done. Like, this is the world's tallest roof probably ever built in Minecraft. And as you can see, as I'm falling to the ground, like, it takes a minute to fall. This is tall. So people in my comments that are like, oh, that's not very tall, that's a short building. No. But anyway, I hate my life, so I decided to build a custom window that took me probably an hour, and it should not have. And I pasted that everywhere so that way it would look cool. It kind of looked dumb, so I decided to add some vines, which I had never done before. I've never used the brush feature before. So those were done, and they kind of looked janky, but at this point, it was midnight, and I was tired. So this was the final product. If you came from TikTok, you've already seen it. If you're coming off of YouTube, subscribe, hang out for a while. If you're coming off TikTok, subscribe too, because the entire build took me like 5 hours when I could have been done at like an hour and a half. So I don't know, maybe that's a me problem, but either way, if you like this video, if you want to see more behind the scenes of how I make my TikToks, I'll only really do more if this video does like super duper well. So like that's an excuse to like and subscribe, because then I'll make more of these. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Good night.